Good morning, dear student. I am Vikram Singh, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce from Mewar University. Today, in this class, we understand ratio analysis. Under ratio analysis, we cover 2 points: liquidity ratio and activity ratios. Now, this is the content for regarding this class. Concept of analysis of liquidity. Under this, we cover 3 points: current ratio, quick ratio, super quick ratio. Now, after that, concept of analysis of activities. Under this activities ratio, we cover stock turnover ratio, debtor ratio, average collection period, creditor turnover ratio, creditor payment period, total assets turnover ratio, fixed assets turnover ratio, current assets turnover ratio, working capital turnover ratio, and capital turnover ratio. These are the contents for regarding this class. Now, let's we start one by one. Concept of analysis of liquidity. These ratios play a key role in assessing the short-term financial position of a business. When we calculate short-term financial position of business, this liquidity ratio it is required. This type of ratio normally indicate, listen carefully, this ratio indicate the ability of business to meet current debts, the efficiency of the management in utilizing the working capital, and the growth attained in the current financial position. So, for finding this liquidity ratio, we have current ratio, quick ratio, and super quick ratio. Through these three ratios, we can calculate the liquidity position of a particular business. Now, let's we start one by one. Current ratio. Current ratio may be defined as the ratio of current assets to current liability. In the formula way, we can say the current assets divided by current liabilities. This is the formula for calculation of current ratio. Current assets divided by current liabilities. Through these current assets and current liabilities, we also can calculate working capital, current assets minus current liability. Through current assets minus current liabilities, this is working capital. Now, under this current ratio and working capital, we have two important terms: current assets and current liability. Let's we understand what is this current assets and current liabilities. The current assets means cash or those assets convertible or expected to be converted into cash within the accounting year. If those type of assets converted into cash in one accounting year or in a one accounting cycle, that is current assets. As it is same, the current liability are those type of liability to be paid within the same time duration. It means in a one accounting cycle. Now, the current assets normally include, under this current assets, we have different type of current assets like cash in hand, cash at bank, marketable securities, bills receivable, book debts, that is debtors, inventories, prepaid expenses. These are the current assets. Now the current liabilities, under current liabilities, we can include outstanding expenses, sundry creditors, bills payable, bank overdraft, provision regarding taxation, proposed dividend, income tax payable, unclaimed dividend. These are the current liabilities. Now, through this current ratio, the main motive of this current ratio, it is this ratio specified that how much current assets are available to meet the current liabilities. So this ratio depicts the payment capacity of the concern of a particular business. Here through this ratio we can find out paying capacity. It is a measure of margin of safety for creditor. This ratio is a very high, may be indicate of lack of management practices, as it may be excessive inventories, poor credit management, etc. The ratio is high, it is not good. This should be reasonable current ratio. Conventionally, the standard ratio it is 2:1. It is significatory ratio it is 2:1. This is all about the current ratio. Now then second one is quick ratio. This quick ratio we also called as asset test ratio, liquidity ratio, etc. Now for calculation of liquidity ratio or quick ratio, the formula is here: quick assets divided by current liabilities. This quick assets here, the quick assets means here under quick assets include current assets excluding inventories and prepaid expenses. From current assets, if we subtract inventories or prepaid expenses, the remaining amount is our quick assets. So this quick assets divided by current liabilities, we can find out quick ratio. This quick ratio shows that whether the firm is in a position to pay its current liability in short period. It is a measure of liquidity of firm, how speedily it is able to repay its current liability. Through this ratio, we can find out the ability to repay its current liability in a short period. Now, then next one, super quick ratio. For calculation of super quick ratio, the formula is cash, bank, marketable security divided by current assets, current liabilities minus bank overdraft. For applying this formula, we require cash, bank or marketable security. You add this amount and then divided by current liabilities minus bank overdraft amount. So this ratio, it is the most rigorous or conservative test of a firm liquidity position. Through this, calculate to assess the quick ability to pay liquid liability. We have liquid liability. Liquid liability means current liability minus bank overdraft. It is the ability to pay liquid liability, that is super quick ratio. It is the ratio between absolute liquid assets and liquid liability. Now, this is all about the finding of liquidity position for a particular business. After that, let's start next point, analysis of activities. Now listen, the conceptual part is a firm invests its fund into various assets. If utilization of assets are effective, it reflects in the sales. Listen carefully. If any business invests money in assets, the assets is utilized in good way, it is reflect in sales. So whether the funds are effectively utilized, it can be determined by calculating turnover ratio. Here we use one word, turnover. Turnover is also known as a sales. So here we have to calculate all turnover ratio, all ratios related with turnover. Activity of utilization of fund or efficiency can be calculated through these formulas. We have different uh, formula. We have different areas through we can find out or calculate the utilization of effectively. Let's restart one by one. The first one is stock or inventory turnover ratio. Now, for stock turnover ratio, we have formula for calculation of stock turnover ratio. The cost of goods sold divided by average stock. Through applying this formula, we can calculate stock turnover ratio. Under this formula, the cost of goods sold we can calculate by using opening stock plus purchase plus direct expenses minus closing stock. So this trading account, under trading account, we have details regarding of this opening stock, you add purchase, add direct expenses and less closing stock. You can easily calculate cost of goods. If you don't have this type of information, we can use another formula, sales minus gross profit. So this formula we also can calculate cost of goods sold. Now then, we require average stock. The average stock means opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2. Just opening plus closing divided by 2, it is average stock. Through applying this formula, you can calculate inventory or stock turnover ratio. This ratio, it is useful for, listen carefully, this ratio, it is indicate how fast inventory is sold. A high ratio, it is good for the viewpoint of liquidity. If your ratio is high, it is good. But the low stock turnover ratio signifies that excessive investment in stock and slow moving stock is higher and the market is in slack position. It means lower stock turnover ratio, it is not good for business. If this ratio is low, it means your investment is high in stock or your stock is a slow moving stock. This is not good for business. Whereas higher turnover ratio specifies that firm is able to earn higher profit at a lower profit margin. If your ratio is high, this stock turnover ratio is high, it means ability to earn higher profit at a lower profit margin. This is all about stock turnover ratio. Under this, we have one more point here, stock velocity. This stock velocity, you can calculate number of days or number of months in a year divided by stock turnover ratio. If you require answer in days, then you mention number of days divided by stock turnover ratio. If you require answer in months, then you mention here month in a year divided by stock turnover ratio. Through this applying this information, you can calculate stock velocity. Now, after that, debtor turnover ratio. Here, we analyze our turnover with debtors. For this, the formula is net credit sales divided by average receivable. For regarding net credit sales you can calculate through credit sales minus sales return. If you have sales return, then you subtract from credit sales. The remaining is our net credit sales. And average receivable, listen carefully. Receivable, under receivable we have two terms. One is debtor, another one is bills receivable. So the average receivable means opening debtors and bills receivable plus closing debtors and bills receivable divided by 2. Okay. When we calculate any average, average means opening plus closing divided by 2. So here opening debtors and bills receivable plus closing debtors and bills receivable divided by 2. Now this debtor turnover ratio measures how rapidly receivable are collected. This high ratio is indicate of shorter time lag between credit sales and cash collection. This is good for a business. If your ratio is low, then show that debt are not being collected rapidly. This is not good for business. As it is same for debtor turnover ratio, in this sequence we have one more average collection period. This ratio, this average collection period ratio is specified that in how much days collection in made for debtor. We can calculate through this how many days, how many months for the collection from debtors. For regarding this, we have formula. The formula is average receivable divided by net credit sales multiply number of months or days in a year. Listen carefully. Here above formula, above debtor turnover formula, here just reverse. Average receivable divided by net credit sales, then you mention here multiply months or days in a year. If you require answer in months, then you mention months. If you require answer, then you mention days. This ratio, listen, this ratio measurement of efficiency of debt collection department of a firm. It is the finding efficiency of debt collection department. So this refers to quality measurement of debtors, because this ratio depicts the collection efficiency of the firm. This is all about the debtors. Now then, for regarding creditors turnover ratio. For calculation of this, the formula is net credit purchase divided by average payable. The net credit purchase means total credit purchase minus purchase return. If you subtract purchase return from total credit, then you can get net credit purchase. Now another one more, average payable. Listen carefully. Payable, as it is same, payable means under this we cover creditors and bills payable. So our average payable is opening creditors and bills payable plus closing creditors and bills payable divided by 2. Now this ratio, this creditor turnover ratio, for regarding this, a low ratio reflects liberal credit terms granted by supplier, and while a high ratio show that accounts are to be settled rapidly. It means if we have low ratio, it means good. A firm can reduce its requirement of current assets by replying on supplier credits. As it is same for creditor, we have one more, creditor payment period. For calculation of creditor payment period, You can calculate using this formula average payable divided by net credit purchase multiply number of months or number of days. This ratio show it is how much days or month amount is paid to supplier. This ratio is low, it is very good for business. Now after that, total assets turnover ratio. For calculation of total assets turnover, the formula is cost of goods sold divided by total assets. Total assets means net fixed assets per current assets plus tangible assets. It means total assets. Cost of goods sold, as it is same from previous, we already explained this. Now the next fixed assets turnover ratio, you can calculate this cost of goods sold divided by net fixed assets. Through this we can calculate fixed assets turnover ratio. Current assets turnover ratio, cost of goods sold divided by current assets. Through this you can calculate current assets. This current assets reflect the efficiency and capacity of working capital. Then capital turnover ratio, for this the formula is cost of goods sold divided by capital employed. Here the one new term capital employee. Capital employee means fixed assets plus current assets minus current liabilities. Through this you can calculate capital employee. This capital turnover ratio shows that the efficiency and effectiveness of business operation are judged by this ratio. Listen carefully. Through this ratio you can judge efficiency and effectiveness of business operation. It is a better measurement of use of capital employed. Now the last one, working capital turnover ratio. The formula is cost of goods sold divided by net working capital. Through this formula you can calculate this. This ratio shows that this is used to assess the efficient use of working capital in making sales. High ratio indicate over trading, a lower ratio indicate under trading. So this is all about the analysis of activities. We also can analysis of turnover ratios. This is all about this lecture. Thank you.